Okay, Leo, let's have this right. Steve's really struggling just lately because we're in retrograde and it's in one of my chart of and your cards are out, right? Stick with it. Hold on a minute because I'm going to get straight to the point and pretty much just give you your reading. I'm really struggling at the moment. So you might see the cameras going down on the table, up on my ugly mug. I really don't feel like being on camera. I can't start work. I'm going to have to do it. Okay, I'm also hearing Cam Tasia, Cam Amile, Cam Mel, Melissa, Maria, Michael, Jackson, Julian, Jason, Justin, Jackie, Jasmine, and this will all relate to your actual reading itself in a moment. It's also the eclipse of Scorpio, I think, and that's in my chart also, so I'm going fucking slightly... I'm just like retrograde and everything. It's fucking up all of my vocabulary and I just feel very strange and very weird at the moment. Okay, so let's get on with your reading. So the first cards that came out were a 3 and 3, Pisces. Then you get the page of whatever that is, and then the sun. I'm sorry, man, but I started to see your story. I was blurting out loads of shit, and it's quite obvious. Okay, 2 of Swords, 3 of Pentacles, and then a not speaking energy. So a knot. So you're 100% dealing with a knot, which is a third-party energy for a lot of you. Some of you have got a brother, a sister, a mother, a father, a sibling, and a friend that all relate to an energy of 3, and this is their life, your life, and your partner. So if I'm doing this, which I am, of a Leo, and you have an Aquarius placement as well, say you're just an Aquarian, but you're watching because we do 8s. We read in numerology on this channel. Okay, so you're watching it from a perspective of, say, an Aquarian, and you've got that in your chart somewhere. And then that means that you also have Pisces in your chart as well, because you're like an Aquarian, Piscean, and you've got 3 Aquarius or Leo or Pisces. But there's a shitload of 3s here. So what does this represent? This represents, say, Steve has an Aquarius in Venus, right? Pisces sun sign, okay? So you've got that energy. Then if anybody in family members have all got 3s, they're all here. Family members, siblings, brothers, sisters, daughters, your son, your daughter, whatever. 3, okay, Piscean energy. Now, for a lot of you, you're just wasting your fucking time, for a lot of you. And I'm just going to be straight up and direct. You are pretty much, for a lot of you, not all of you, are just banging on about the same old bollocks, going over the same old ground, doing the same old shit, caught in a metaphysical connection, caught in a trap, Elvis Presley, the nun. You've got this bit where you're kind of like still not speaking to your ex. Some of you are just floating around, like absolutely wasting your fucking time, just watching loads of endless shit, just keep seeing if there's any change without me speaking. And all up in the metaphysical realms of really not getting anywhere, still attached to my ex that I have children with, still may or may not believe that there's still an energy that is there that's worth fighting for, but there isn't. Nobody's communicating with anybody, which means that for a lot of you, you could just be sitting back, watching a tarot reading, expecting what is going to come towards me if I don't say anything to this person. Can I say anything to this person? Do I already know the fact that they're in a relationship already? If I can't, then I'm fucked and I'm foobarred and I can't reach out, so I am literally just in a karmic situation that is metaphysical, that isn't making any fucking sense, the sense that makes none. I am not really reaching out, I am not really speaking to the person, and I'm just going to sit back and deal with my karma and wait for something to happen. Even though I want a relationship, I'm not going out to speak to anybody and get one. So I don't really want anybody to bother me. I want to stay out of the way. I'm trying to avoid as much as I can, which means that you cannot avoid personal karma or personal growth, and you pretty much have to go on your path anyway, or you just sit there and you do nothing. If you want a relationship, go out and get one. You do not have to remain attached to an ex, because what you've done is watched shitloads of metaphysical readings, and you believe in the twin flame bollocks that we're actually not supposed to reach out and that we're in separation. And that I'm supposed to sit back like a good little energy, not really doing anything, not really going anywhere, not really doing anything apart from watching countless amounts of different amounts of tarot and actually just hoping that there's going to be change without me creating my destiny. So I'll just sit back in the background, watching, waiting, feeling, not speaking, not talking. There's also a lot of energy of people not speaking to their mother, to their father, to their sister, or to their brother. There may have been somebody here, because a lot of these are all just relating to you guys that are floating around with an ex that you've not spoke to, that you've had children with in the past. Elijah and Lee, you're still up and all in this situation. Your kids may also have a Pisces attachment. You're still going through the same thing when really should be going to court, so you're either divorced. There is no chance of marriage if you've been divorced, so there's no chance of reconciliation. For a lot of you, just believe in the divine spiritual, we're in separation, and then you sit back like a good little energy and not really do anything, because I'm not actually speaking to the person anyway. Okay, this is not for all of you. If your love life's going very well, it relates to someone else. Just because it says Leo On the front, it can also mean Aquarius. It can also mean a life path 8 as well. Okay, which means this can be anybody that is in your life, and also means that it doesn't have to be yours. It can mean your partner of what they go through as a soul connection that is connected to you, which means that both of you have situations going on around your mum or your father, someone that doesn't really speak too much to anybody, kind of stays out the way, isolates themselves away from society, really not saying too much to anybody, really doesn't want to cause too much drama. Even though your karma is right there in front of you, you're avoiding personal growth because you don't want to get in any circumstances that is going to rock the boat. You're avoiding anger, you're avoiding Icarus. There's an energy where, like I said, from majority of you here, you're just still going around the same old ground with the family. You're not speaking to your mum, to your father, to your brother or your sister. You're finding that family members may all be situations that you do not want to really know about your life in general. Okay, Jen, Julian, Jason, Justin, Jackie, Jasmine, for a lot of you are still and will always remain going through the same stuff each week, each month, if you were married and you had children. If you were married with children, get used to this, because this is going to be your life forever, not just this month, this week. You'll still be dealing with the ex. Now, a question I would like to ask you, within this reading, hands up if any of you want your ex back. Okay, hands up if any of you are just dealing with this because you have an ex. You don't actually want your ex back. You just want resolve the energy because you have an ex-wife or husband. Okay, and you just want there to be a resolve within the energy, but there isn't going to be because you have children. So if you dealt with at one point, say, a very controlling narcissistic relationship, and it failed, and it really didn't go anywhere at all, what makes you think there's going to be a chance for it to work again if you do it again? That's going around the merry-go-round, just doing the same thing, same old ground, same stuff, really not getting anywhere, really not doing anything, really not speaking, really not talking. Okay, if you don't do much, you don't speak, you don't talk, you don't get fuck all. Okay, so like I said, if you want to speak, you want to talk, then speak and talk. But that does not mean that the other person is going to reply. Because if you've tried and they've ignored, they're ignoring you. They're not speaking. If you haven't tried, you may not be trying. Okay, this may not be around an ex. It could be around a new person, and you've met a new person, and the same reflection of what happened in a previous relationship has happened again in a new relationship. That's you evolving, going forward into a new relationship, and the same thing seems to happen for a lot of you. But we have not clarified the cards as such as yet, because majority of the cards are actually really just showing me signs of you guys that are still going through the same thing that you had with children. You got kids, maybe, this is just a maybe if it is, because I'm kind of picking this up as a message as well, that a lot of you do have partnerships, but you have a partner that has a partner of X, meaning I am a person that's dating. I have children myself. My partner has an ex that had children themselves with another person. And then you're drawing in all of the energies of these, because the children, the ex, and God knows what else, either one, have Piscean placements, or two, it's just representation of all of the children, all of the friends, all of the people, all of the family that are all involved in this. Because my ex had children, I had kids, I've got children, my present partner has got children, my children have got children, and then you look at grandparents and parents. Then when you start to see the reflection of the parent energy, you might start to see, well, what gives you the right to interfere in my life when your life really isn't going as well anyway? So I'd rather really not say that to you. I'd rather just avoid you instead of causing much drama where I'd have to say, don't throw that back in my face because your life isn't any better than mine anyway. Okay, so there will be a lot of avoiding energy here. Okay, so a lot of people kind of wanting to keep themselves to the self, not really saying too much, not trying to rock the boat, not trying to cause too much arguments and karmic energy, even though karma is something there that you have to go through. So what do? You avoid. If you avoid, you build up the tension of karma. That was over on the teaching segment that was very important for you guys to watch if you are part of my teaching tier. Because it was the build-up of energy of the chariot going on to a roundabout, into a cycle, with the accumulation of people that are getting really fucking fed up and angry, not knowing what the leading car is doing going into karmic energy. Which means I am the saviour of the universe. I need to save you from your worst nightmare. I need to interfere into your relationship because I think that the relationship that you may be in may not be a good one for a lot of you. But this could be Some of you that have children with this person from the past, and you're saying, please don't keep contacting your ex. I know that you have children, but they're no good for you, so on and so forth. And you go through the same dynamic and you go around the fishbowl energy. And this is my ex and we got divorced, but we had children, and you keep contacting your ex. Why? Because I had children. Why do you keep contacting your ex? Because I had children. No, I'm not speaking to my ex because we went to court. We did it the right way. We don't have to communicate. So why are you communicating with yours? Because I want to, because I had children. We're trying to resolve this out of court, or in court, or out of court, but we're still going through the same thing, and we're still not really moving any forward because somebody hasn't left the dynamic. You have to leave the dynamic, which is what a lot of you have done, but you're still in it, which means that you are metaphysically stuck now within karma, which means that you're having a very difficult karmic energy. Now, some people may or may not say that you're having a very difficult awakening, but what you are doing is waking up and realizing that your karma is constantly happening to you. So what do we play? Victim. Oh my God, life is so shit. Why does this always happen to me? Why do I always meet a new person and the new person always ends up being the same person? Why do I look in the mirror every day and I don't seem to have changed any? Because I want to go on a diet, and Steve's got bitch tits, but he's too afraid to get and start doing anything about it because he has an eating disorder and he's getting really frustrated with himself, which is stupid, right, Steve? But you do love to beat yourself up. Yay, who loves to do that? Anybody? What else have we got here for you, Leo? Anyone else suffer with an eating disorder? Shit, innit? Fucking right it is. Did you fuck it up yesterday, Steve? Yep. Like a good one. Retrograde and goddamn Scorpio placements. Now, this could just generally be an inward reflection of oneself. Okay, an inward reflection of oneself. Frustration. Okay, frustration. A lot of things going on. Not really spending too much time with friends. Okay, really not going anywhere. Just kind of staying at home, staying in. If you're in a relationship, obviously, you would be talking to your partner, right? So this would just be representation that I don't really speak to too many people, not really. I'm a little bit reserved, like Steve, likes to kind of keep myself to myself, do not to like to rock the boat too much, okay? Do not like to be around anybody that's flipped out and having an argument and stuff. I just kind of, okay, you just do that over there, okay? For a lot of you, it's very... For a lot of you, like I said, if you're searching for friends and you don't have any, you're worried about that your friends are not speaking to you. Okay, that's if you're worried. Me, I don't really worry too much about that, right? Because I'm actually okay whenever I'm actually on my own. Like, friends come to me. If they don't, I'm not bothered. I know it might sound shit, but you know that's the way it is with me. Like with friends, they either come to me or they don't. If they do, great, you're right. Are you getting on? If they don't get no response. It's quite simple. You don't get any response. Why? Because I probably think you're a dickhead. That's sorry, but that is true. If I do have, I just found out that I do have this, a 2 as a personality number, which is truth. Truth prevails. If it ain't real, fuck off. I ain't bothered, and I won't even say it. I'll just act that way. You're a dickhead. I'm sorry, but I don't consult with dickheads. Okay, sorry, but that is just a part of my chart that makes me act that way. Okay, so why do you have to act that way? Because I don't like you, that's why. But if you was to tell that to someone, what would happen? You would get into a fight, you would get into an argument. So is it really worth it? Okay, so like I said, there could be 3 and 2, which is a 5 of swords for a lot of you here, and you're just so sick to death of arguing with a person. Could be at home, could definitely be within the family somewhere, right? Doesn't matter who or where or when. It's your life. Everybody has an individual part of it to play. But it might be, you know what, I'm so sick to death of all these tit-for-tat, stupid little arguments. So, you know, why don't you talk to me? Because you're a dickhead, because you argue all the time. So I'd rather not, you know, I'd rather not. That's why you get a not everywhere. I'd rather not, 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 I'd rather not. If I say not, you say what? Pisces, swinging on a tree, K-I-S-S-I-N-G. Okay, so I don't know what you kind of got going on. You've got clients that are kind of coming in for a lot of you in order to learn something. Could be my tier, teaching tier. So if you are, I do apologise, but like I said, man, when Richard, I'm hearing Richard or Rachel or Rashad or Evans, Barry, Evan, Devi, Evie, Steve also. If any of you, sorry if I haven't added too much there at the moment, like I said, astrology, if I can channel, and you've been a part of this and you know I channel, like when you're empathic, a lot of you are also going to say that you are, and you more than likely are. I've really been feeling it. I've really been feeling inward at the moment, reflection inwardly, beating myself up quite a lot of pressure. Last night I sat there going, and I had to breathe my way through the fucking moon and everything going on. So I feel things like that really intensely, and it you have to kind of ride it out, unfortunately. Ride in the night. So you have to ride it out, unfortunately. Okay, so that might be what you're doing here. It is still only the 17th, so I'm trying to do June, but I can't predict time, unfortunately. So what I was going to say, yeah, so the teaching stuff, I'm going to do it. I just need a perfectly clear state of mind in order to do something. So I'm hearing clear, Claire, Claire, Street, Claire, the name Claire, clairaudient, clairvoyant, clear, visionary, clear. Let me just make myself perfectly clear. I'm here to complain. Take it somewhere else. I'm hearing streets, so I'm hearing dry your eyes, mate. This could be your mate. There could be a mate here. So it could be around your friends. Friend zoning. Someone got friend zoned. Sorry if you got friend zoned. I don't know. I'm hearing suddenly life had no meaning when I was talking to you and I was expecting, and they said, yeah, okay, mate. And you went, oh, fuck it. They just called me mate. Like, or you did. You kind of like, you got your eye on someone and you're talking to them, and then you said, yeah, sure, mate. And you're like, oh, fuck no, why did I say mate? Sorry, I didn't mean mate. I mean, I do hate it when they call me mate. I've got a fucking... I can't tell you that I want you. You got to have confidence. You got to have confidence, man. You got to have it because it's attractive. Confidence is obviously attractive, right? Scene 1, walking through a fucking Tesco, for instance, right, wherever you live. You're walking in a mall. You're like, you're right, Dave, here we go. You're right. You're like, oh, fuck, there's a really good-looking person there, and I know them, and I've seen them, and I've been stalking the fucking shit out of them for fucking ages. Keep a straight face, don't look in their direction. And they look at you and they're going past and you go, fucking know they're looking at me, bruv. I know they're fucking looking at me. I know they're looking at me. And then suddenly you fart when you get there and you're like, oh, fuck it. Oh, and they're like, fucking hell. Or scene 2. You walk in and you're kind of like looking like that, and you look like, and they look at you and think, what the fuck is wrong with that person? Like, they're not smiling, they're not looking at me, they obviously don't fucking like me, because they would look at me. They'd say, you all right, Chantel, how you getting on, sweetie? But they don't. They're kind of like, you look a bit prudish, really, to be quite honest with you. Walking along, you're a bit, I'm too good for you. Don't be so stupid, bruv. Like, if you like someone, for fuck's sake, tell them. And if they say, I'm sorry, well, do you know what I mean? I mean, come on. So, I don't know, some of you just ain't got confidence. Oh, man, you ain't got confidence. But like I said, confidence is a virtue according to fucking Doreen, right? Now, if it's confident enough to approach a person that's already seeing someone, well, don't. Don't approach people that are seeing someone, because you are going to get knocked back, you know. Well, you could fucking do, but if you don't, what are you? You're a home wrecker, you're a Rebecca, right? So, you know, don't be a home wrecker. Don't get involved with other people's fucking relationships. In fact, you know what? Don't get involved in fucking anybody's anything, really, to be honest with you. Keep your nose to your fucking self. But do you know what? Most people come here just for the laugh anyway, so fuck it, why not? Right? But, you know, what's going on, Steve? Well, I don't know. Some of you are just too prudish to actually speak to someone you like. And if you can't speak to the person that you like because they're seeing someone, then fuck off and get someone that you do, that, you know, that has, well, I don't know, has the scruples to fucking say, yeah, I'm single if you are. You know, this person could be single. They could be single. And they're like, well, I'm just waiting for you to say something. That's the trouble with human beings. It depends. The reading can go fucking haywire. Because like I said, you don't ask people out that are with someone, whether you like them or not, right? You don't interfere in other people's businesses and shit like that. Especially if you're mothers and fathers and you're interfering in your child's life and they're telling you to piss off. Or they're not speaking to you. It's a clear signal, right? If someone doesn't respond or they don't actually say anything, that is a signal of like, well, I haven't had the fucking closure yet. They ain't saying nothing. That's because you've had closure. That's why. You've actually had the closure. The person is showing you signs that everyone says, well, I'm sure I'm not using my intuition. Well, of course you ain't. Because you've had it. Meaning, well, they're not saying anything. There's the sign. Hello, a wooga. They're not saying anything. Hold on a minute, Steve, but that feels like a paradox. I'm actually not saying anything too. Oh, no, we've just entered the Twilight Zone. I'm not saying anything either. Well, what do you know? Neither of us are. So what have you got? Fuck all. You've got nothing. You have nothing. You're fucking useless, Leo. Sorry, I'm only kidding. I'm literally a comedian. On my other previous life that I had when I was dead and then died and came back. And I came here to entertain the public, really. But yeah, I don't know. It could go multiple ways, to be honest with you. Yeah. So, yeah, go on. I'm really struggling today. Anyway, how you doing, Leo? So do you want to join my teaching tier? You might find some better information there, to be honest with you. And you might find some better information when you actually pay something. So this goes over to Patron. The first tier is only like $3 or $4, I think, and you get 2 monthlies in there. That's all you get, though. If you go over to the other tier, which says monthlies, weeklies, bundle, okay, you get the monthlies and weeklies, and you'll get the end of this month, meaning the weekly that comes out to the end of May, you will only see over on Full Access Bundle. So if you want your weekly for the end of May, you need to be on the Full Access Bundle because that's the only place you'll see it. Okay, when I've finished that, I'll do the first weekly on here, and the other half only goes to the Full Access Bundle. You get it? Okay, so that's the way that we kind of do things. And then all weeklies go to the Full Access Bundle after that. Okay, so you can also join the teaching tier as well, where there are multiple videos and videos that are added at loads of different times and loads of different dates. Some are done sporadically and there's quite a few. Sometimes I take a bit of a break depending on stuff, and then I throw a load over there. Okay. If you want to go from the Full Access Bundle to the teaching tier, it only costs you if you go up. So it charges you the small amount between the both. If you go down, it charges you for both. Okay, so it charges you both. If you join the teaching tier and then think, oh, I want the tarot stuff as well, and you go down, they'll charge you both. If you start at the Full Access Bundle, you get the weeklies and monthlies tarot throughout the month, and fuck knows what else we go through. Then, if you want to go up to the teaching one as well and get access to that as well, you only have to pay the difference of like $6 or $7, I think. That gives you access to all of those. But when you're on that, you have to search through them because you'll get lost. Okay. But if you are on the teaching tier, you will only have access to the teaching stuff. So that won't get lost between the tarot readings, because if you're on both, you'll have the tarot readings and the stuff to search through. Okay. Do you get me? You get how it works? So you can find all links provided below. Thanks for putting up with my bullshit, Leo, or an Aquarian, or Life Path 8. Okay. Yeah, much obliged, and I'll see you over on Patreon.